A number of matches in Italy, meanwhile, today. Wins for Roma and Napoli put them 5th and 6th, respectively, both leapfrogging AC Milan. But Atalanta move up to 3rd in the table after a 2-0 victory against Sampdoria. They left it late, but that is now 11 wins in a row for something that is very much a fairy tale story. You think of fairy tales, you think of Stewart Robson. Robbo, am I stretching here? Atalanta against Juventus on Saturday. They beat Juve. 6 points then would separate them with 6 matches to go. You see where I'm going here?
I can see where you're going, but it's not going to be Atalanta who are going to win the title. It's going to be Juventus who win the title. But Atalanta have got every possibility of beating Juventus. They've been a fantastic side. They're on a great run. They play a different style of football to everybody else in Serie A. They went with their 3 at the back, the 2 wide centre halves, make overlapping runs, but they don't just throw people forward. The 2 midfield players then fill in for them. They've got 2 exceptional players, 2 players that make them tip. Papa Gomez, who's as good as anybody in Serie A at the moment at finding a pass and keeping the ball and manipulating it. And Ilicic, you know, he's getting on a bit and, you know, he's not as mobile as he used to be. But when he gets on the ball, he makes things happen. And Zapata up front, you know, he can run in behind. He's got good strength. He's got good technique as well. They're a very good side and they're going to be very difficult for Juventus to beat.
We talked about the Champions League draw earlier on in the show, Robbo, discussing who basically we were talking Jules and who PSG might want out of Barcelona, Bayern Munich or Manchester City, given their current form. Initially, when you looked at this through to the quarterfinals, thinking, well, everyone's going to want to play Atalanta. Now, do you think that mindset's changing?
I think so, because Atalanta play, as I said, a different style of football to everybody else. They've got exceptional players in those 3 players that I'm talking about. They know exactly what they're trying to do. They're on a great run. They are playing with confidence. And I'm not sure that the other teams will take them quite as seriously and they won't understand some of the aspects of their play. I think they're a dangerous team to play against at the moment. In a one-off game, I think they could beat anybody.
Meanwhile, Robbo, I think you told me, I think we were out and you said you did like 180 matches last year as a co-commentator. I imagine most of them were rubbish. But then you have games like we saw yesterday between Milan and Juventus, which you just couldn't script, which is why we love this game, which is why we watch these matches. How does that rate in the matches that you've commentated on over the years?
Well, a great one and one of the best, because you couldn't see it coming. Juventus weren't playing particularly well. They scored a goal from Rabiot, a great goal with a good run from Higuain. We saw the run from Ronaldo, which he's got to do a bit more often, come and spin in and getting in behind. And at that point, Juventus thought they'd won. And it just shows, as soon as you show that bit of complacency, you're in trouble because you can't then pick it up again. The penalty decision, whether it was right or wrong, I think it was the right decision against Bonucci. When Rebic got to the ball first, hit Bonucci on the hand, the penalty. And you could tell it changed everything. It changed the atmosphere of the game. Suddenly, Milan thought they were going to break Juventus down. Juventus couldn't pick their game up again. And I thought it was an exceptional second half from Milan. And they have been improving under Pioli. It's a shame that it looks like he might be going at the end of the season.
I know, it's kind of ironic that he could be. But you talk about how it just changes the atmosphere. It's just one goal. There's no crowds. This is a Juventus side who come in as defending champions, full of winners within that side. How could they go from what they were doing to conceding those 3 goals in 6 minutes?
You could say that they're missing a centre-half. Rugani doesn't play very often and he didn't have a particularly good game, so that was a worry. I'm still not sure about the attitude of Pjanic at the moment defensively. Yes, when he gets on the ball, he makes things happen. Rabiot, likewise, isn't a great defender. Cuadrado was breaking forward, but not always running back quite so quickly. Then when they tried to change it, the subs that came on didn't affect the game one iota. Ramsey kept on getting caught on the ball. Alexandro played the crossfield ball for the goal as well. So Sarri got it all wrong when he made his substitutions. And they could, you know, every team that shows complacency takes their foot off the pedal, and then you try and get it back. It never happens. And that was the problem with Juventus yesterday.
It's a strange question to ask, given that they are top of the table and heavy favourites to win the title. But where is Sarri at the moment, in your opinion?
I don't think he's got the best out of these Juve players. I don't think they play exceptional football at the moment. I don't think he's got his ideas across to the players. I'm not sure the players are enjoying his style of football. But if you win the title, and they do, if they can beat Lyon to get through to the next round of the Champions League, everyone will say he's doing okay at the moment. But it's not all right. I think come the end of the season, he may well be changed.
How concerned would you be if you were Juventus looking ahead to that clash against Lyon, who of course haven't played for a very long time, given the suspension of the French league? It's not a given, is it, that they're just going to sail through?
No, because as we've said all along, Juventus, they're going to win the Serie A, and they've played well in patches, but they're not playing at their very best, and they've got that one goal advantage, Leon. The only problem that Leon have got, we don't know what sort of form they're going to be. We don't know what sort of training they'll be doing up to that game. We don't know whether their players are going to be fit or they're going to be fresh, how they're going to respond. It's a big, big game for Sarri and those Juventus players.
Stewart Robson, as always, thank you very much. Just a reminder, Italian football then continues over the next few days. A couple of games for you on Thursday. But just whatever you're doing, watch Juventus against Atalanta on Saturday, 3:45 Eastern on ESPN+. These two teams, of course, could be first and second come the end of the season. And I'm still pushing for it. Atalanta with the win. And we might just have a little bit of a tiny smidgen of a title race in Italy. And then on Sunday, we've got 6 more matches for you. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.